By 30, he ruled around 2 million square miles. His secret? One formation that turned every enemy army into a target. In just over a decade, Alexander marched from Greece to Egypt and all the way to the borders of India. At its height, his empire covered roughly 2 million square miles, one of the largest ever built by a single commander. What made him terrifying wasn't just charisma or luck. It was that when battle started, he turned the battlefield into a geometry problem he'd already solved. His core trick was the hammer and anvil formation. In the center, the Macedonian phalanx, dense blocks of infantry with 6-meter sarissa pikes, locked shields and pinned the enemy in place. That was the anvil. On the right, a wedge of elite Companion Cavalry waited as the hammer. Once the enemy's front was fully engaged, that cavalry didn't charge straight ahead. It swung around the flank and hit where shields were weakest. That formation only worked because the army was drilled like a machine. The phalanx fought in deep rectangles, men packed shoulder to shoulder with up to 5 rows of sarissa tips projecting beyond the front rank. Almost impossible to attack head-on. Cavalry officers learned to ride in tight wedges, keeping perfect spacing so they could pivot on command without dissolving into a mob. Before a big battle, Alexander studied the ground and lined up at an angle, slowly sliding his phalanx toward one enemy wing. While that refused flank held back, the strong right wing slid forward, opening the perfect lane for the cavalry hammer to swing through. At Issus, and later at Gaugamela, this is exactly what he did. Let his phalanx hold a much larger army in the center while he rode with the cavalry on the right, searching for a gap. Once the moment appeared, the hammer dropped, straight into the exposed side near the opposing king. The enemy line bent, then snapped. Over and over, that same idea, anvil in front, hammer on the flank, helped build an empire he'd never lived long enough to fully rule.